welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of December the 13th to the 19th. Okay, so let's get started by seeing here, where is Leo with respect to the Fool's Journey? What is Leo working on this week? Okay, this flipped over and this came out. So renewal came out. I believe Scorpio got this card. This is the Judgment card in this deck. And then the Empress flipped over. So I'm going to take both because I just think it's interesting. We haven't seen the Empress yet as I've been doing these readings today. So the renewal card says, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Renewal. So again, that's the Judgment card in tarot. And the Empress, which says lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. So this is interesting. As you renew and you move forward in a new direction, I feel like that direction is going to be full of abundance and giving birth to your dreams. Nurturing yourself and others. Very interesting messages to start your reading with respect to where you're at with things. So renewal is second to last with respect to the Fool's Journey. So it's almost like you're closing out a cycle, waiting to see, how did it go? How did I do? What can I learn about myself from this experience? And then the next phase seems to be bringing in a lot of abundance and you being sort of creating that abundance by pursuing your dreams and sort of giving birth to a new energy, which is really, really interesting. Let's see what archetype you embody this week as you are closing out a chapter and beginning a very abundant new creative path forward. The Knight. The light attributes here are loyalty, romance, chivalry, and a love of honor, with the shadow attributes being an allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle and romantic delusions. This is very interesting. I feel like, Leo, you could be stepping into a very loving, creative vibe in the next chapter as you close out with that Judgment or renewal card. It's almost like you're stepping into a time where really love is on the table. The Knight here makes me think of the Knight of Cups, where it's an emerging energy coming in to either bring in love and honor or some kind of romantic delusion where you're not seeing things for what they are. Is really interesting. Which will it be for you, Leo? Let's have a look at the tarot to get some more information for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising as they move through this. It feels like a gateway of closure towards creation and love, but it's up to you to choose that. What will be the emerging emotional energy within you as this cycle closes? Perhaps it depends on the judgment that you receive. Let's have a look here for Leo. What is the predominant present energy here for Leo right now as they move through their week? We see the Hanged Man and the Ten of Swords. So that says to me that you're in truly a holding pattern of ending something difficult. Talk about renewal. This is where you're sitting at right now. You're sitting at the end of a cycle, hanging out, trusting that it was all meant for you. You sort of voluntarily place yourself in this Hanged Man position on the Tree of Wisdom in traditional decks, and you're just waiting for the outcome here. You're waiting for the Judgment. You really are waiting for it, and you're waiting to see what's going to happen next. And I think a part of you is sort of down for the count mentally right now because it's been a tough cycle. And now you're just waiting to see what's going to happen. I'm talking like I'm the Leo. Am I going to get up or am I just going to stay down here? And that's where we see this Knight, this archetype that you embody, is that are you going to get up sort of with the idea of loyalty, romance, chivalry, this beautiful Knight bringing in this love? Or will you sort of stay in delusion, thinking that this was as good as it could get? I think that you're in a holding pattern right now, Leo, waiting to see what's going to happen next. You're waiting to see what's going to happen next as one cycle comes to a close and then a new energy is coming in. 10 of Cups. That Knight of Cups, or that Knight archetype, I feel is really bringing in a new emotional level of happiness, joy, love, loyalty, romance, potentially here, Leo. As one cycle closes, look at that. As one cycle closes, an emotional cycle is feeling more content. It's almost like now that the mental pain is over, you feel so content emotionally. I feel like Leo is going to be liberated from something difficult this week, and it's going to be up to you to decide how you process it. It can either be a nightmare or the best thing that ever happened to you. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you're waiting on that judgment yourself. But it's funny because you're the one narrating the story. So I'm sort of on the vibe here that it's going to be abundant in the future. You know, as you move forward, you're the Empress. You're going to be creating something beautiful here, but I feel like you're waiting for it to happen to you as opposed to it happening because you chose it. It's interesting. Let's keep reading here. Is Leo sort of waiting on an outcome? I kind of think so with that Hanged Man sitting there. It feels like you're waiting on an outcome. You're waiting on something here. Yeah, you're waiting because it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes in this situation. This is the ashes, right? You're rising from this. And as a result, you're going to feel so good. You're going to feel so emotionally content. But right now you're just hanging out. You're waiting. You're waiting for the ending to happen. You're waiting to receive the judgment, right? And the renewal card, you're waiting to receive the judgment on whether or not you're going to rise or not. But I think you are. And I think it's a choice. And whether or not you have faith in yourself, and you're going to have faith in yourself. You're going to see that you can overcome any obstacle. Strength card is Leo, right under the Hanged Man. So it's almost like by hanging out in this unknown, you're going to discover who you are with that Strength card and what you're capable of. Who you are and what you're capable of, which is whatever you want. I feel like Leo is going to see themselves in a whole new way once this judgment comes through. Once you get the final verdict on this situation that's an end, you've reached the end of something that was painful, and you're letting it go slowly by slowly. 5 of Cups. It's almost like you're going to gain your strength by letting it go. 1 cup at a time, 1 sword at a time. You know, that energy is going to leave you feeling completely new, transformed, renewal. Right? Transformed. It's almost like, yes, you were going to embody this, like the cup, or so I keep calling it the cup card, the Knight archetype, which brings in loyalty, romance, chivalry, and love of honor. It's almost like you're going to embody that really. You're really going to embody the love, the compassion, the empathy for others. It's going to become your strength. Right under the 10 of Cups there, right under the 10 of Cups. You've got to heal from the 10 of Swords to get there and have faith in yourself, to remember who you are and to have the confidence and to know that you can overcome any obstacle. There's the Hermit with the Lovers right next to him, and the 6 of Swords, which says time to heal. It's interesting. This could have been a relationship that ended that really showed you that you need to heal from all of the perceptions you carried about yourself. Right under the Star card, you know, like it's like in order to rise as the star, there is some inner work that needs to get done. When you reflect about this union, it's almost like you've got to heal. You've got to get distance from that union in order to rise again. You've got to get distance from the mental perceptions you formed from this union. They've got you laying in the snow with 10 swords in your back. You got to get distance from this memory, this belief system, these perceptions. You got to vibe high. I think I said that to someone else in the reading. You need to vibe much higher than this. You need to vibe with the vibration of love. Yeah, you need to recover from this. There's the Four of Swords. You are in a waiting pattern right now so it's like you're waiting for your strength to come in, but you actually just need some rest. You need to heal from this. You need rest, you need recovery, you need time away from this. Six of Swords, Four of Swords. You need to get away from this. You know what I mean? You need to mentally stop sort of replaying the trauma in your head and get some distance from this and rest so that you can recover and maybe form a new union. Hello, Two of Cups. Yeah, there is a knight walking in here. And maybe you feel it, Leo. There is like this new emotional dimension coming towards you. And I think it's in the form of a new union here. The Empress is very creative when it comes to abundance here and giving birth to your dreams. So potentially, by closing out this chapter, you're going to be giving birth to your dreams, which could involve a new partner. We're going to clarify all of this. There's that Six of Cups to say to me, you know, this could be someone you know already. This could be someone from your past. Or this Six of Cups could be here because it's almost like once you do get distance from this and you heal, you're going to look at this differently. You're not going to look back and see all the pain, but you might look back on this with some nostalgia. You might see some good in this in the past. But this also makes me think that, you know, you could know this person that's going to come in. You might already know this individual. Either that, or it's going to make you sort of reflect on the past in a different way. You're not going to look back and sort of see the destruction. I think you're going to look back and feel like it was all worth it, right? King of Swords here coming in to say you can have any perception you want. You want to see this as being the worst thing that happened to you? Fine. You want to see this as the best thing that happened to you? It's up to you. You want to focus on the emotional pain? Your call. You want to heal from that emotional pain and get distance and maybe have a new relationship come in? Totally possible. The King of Swords to me is an energy that says, I can shift my perception to anything that serves me, that is for my greater good. You know, it's not romantic delusions, which is expressed in that archetype card. To me, it's an idea of like, how did it serve you? You know, it's up to you. You could see it as being the worst thing in the world or the best thing in the world, depending on your perspective, which is what the King of Swords always says to me. It's all about perspective shifts. And then there's the Magician on the bottom of the deck to say your perspective has so much manifestation power. So really, it is up to you to see this how you wish, but know that whatever perspective you adopt will sort of bring in the energy that goes along with it. You know what I mean? So if you see yourself as a victim, if you see yourself as being sort of at a loss, always lacking and losing, you got to reframe this. That's what the King of Swords does best, is reframe things to be a powerful manifestation master. And so are you. You can do this. It's up to you to choose how you decide to see this. And I mean, I'm sort of feeling like it's creating a lot of energy for you, especially with that Empress saying that there's this lavish abundance coming up in the future and that you're sort of walking the path of giving birth to your dreams. You are giving birth to your dreams and you actually have the power to do it, maybe more than you realize. Now, let's clarify some of this action here. Let's start by clarifying that Hanged Man. I'm curious what it is that you're waiting on. Are you waiting? What's happening here? What's happening with that Hangman? Yeah, it's a Ten of Swords. It's the same card that follows right here. We got the Ten of Swords twice. So it's almost like you're waiting for an ending. You're waiting to understand this ending, which is probably why we see the renewal card. You're waiting for this energy to lift. And it's interesting that you're waiting though, because it's sort of like, I feel like you can rise from this at any time. And there's that Strength card again, you know, right underneath. Right there, you can rise from this whenever you decide. This is an illusion here, this Ten of Swords. I feel like you can get up from it at any time. You can get up from that Ten of Swords at any time, my friend. Very interesting. And what about this Ten of Cups? What's going on with this Ten of Cups? We see the Page of Pentacles, which is your new beginning, and then the Four of Pentacles. So it's like that Ten of Cups can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a new beginning. Page of Pentacles, or it could be you hanging on to the past, being the miser archetype, and hanging on to sort of romantic delusions maybe, or an allegiance to something destructive, something that speaks to lack. And so it's interesting. It's up to you truly what this 10 of Cups represents. It either represents you being fearful and hanging on to lack, or being completely open to creation with that Page of Pentacles. And I feel like that's going to be up to you. Now, let's clarify the Star card. We see the Hermit again, which is right below the Star card currently. And so that, having faith in yourself, you need some time. You need some time away from everyone to figure this out, to understand truly, are you motivated by lack or abundance? I think you're motivated by abundance, but that maybe this last period taught you to always be in lack, and to always sort of have this mindset that there's not enough, there never will be enough, I'm not enough, you're not enough, you know, and that it robbed you of your creative sort of mindset. But I feel like the more distance you get from this, the better. Now, let's look at that. The Hermit, the Lovers, and the Six of Swords to clarify. Yeah, it's all about a choice. You have to choose this, Leo. You're going to need to choose to get on this canoe and get away from this. You have to choose it. It's up to you what you spend your time thinking about. It's your mind, right? You can choose to be stressed or free. It's up to you. And I know that I'm making it sound simpler than it is, but really it's your mind. You can choose what occupies it. And there's the Devil on the bottom of the deck to say the same message. What are you a slave to right now? Right? Like, what's motivating you? Where's your intention? Where's your attention? That is totally up to you. It's the devil you know, right? And the devil you know is pain and emotional loss. That is the devil you've been knowing all this time. Now it's up to you. You can know a new devil. Like we said, you can be the King of Swords with the Magician. Let's clarify those. And look at who's on the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. Just as I said that, I'm just looking here, and there's the King of Swords. So like, you can choose to shift mentally at any time. You can make the choice to see who is driving the bus here. Who's driving the bus? Do you have an allegiance to a destructive ruler? Hello, there is no more destructive leader than the devil. And so who do you swear allegiance to? It's completely a conscious choice. It's the devil or not. You know, you can shift. You can believe whatever you want. You can see the situation however you want. And I feel like seeing that message here in the Knight attribute, or the shadow attribute, which says allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. I mean, the devil's right there. There is no higher destructive energy, right? Very interesting cards for you here, Leo. At the bottom of the deck, we see the Hanged Man again, which says, and next to the Three of Wands. So you're just chilling out right now, trying to envision your future. Keep your intention and attention on to see where are you focused? Where is your perspective rooted? Where are the forces that you are sort of being loyal to? Spirit or ego? You know, it's really interesting. This destructive devil here could be a Capricorn that embodies some of this action here, but I really feel like you're being guided to make a conscious choice to envision your future the way you see fit, with that 10 of Cups, with this Magician, the King of Swords. It's interesting. The Four of Swords appears again at the bottom of the deck, right next to the Fool card, which, I mean, I can't think of a clearer way to say, take the time to recover so that you can begin again, fresh new beginning here for you, Leo. Wow, I'm going to leave it at that. If this has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, you can find my email and a description of the readings I offer in the description box below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, watching, and subscribing. And we'll see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends. Have a great week.